So you've started NoFap, right? You said to yourself you're going to quit fapping and you're going to quit and you're going to go on NoFap. And this time you're really going to do it. You're not going to do that sort of stuff ever again. And you're 7 days in and you relapse. I know some of you people out there have relapsed after 2 days. But then you go again. This time you last 5 days. You say it again. This time I'm never going to do it again. Never going to do it. I'm never going to touch that sort of stuff, and I'm going to change my life. I'm going to turn my life around. Okay, good, bro. 5 days in, you relapse. Damn it. You've completely redecorated your room. But you go again. All right, this time you are going to do it. You've just completely just nutted all over the cat. And on it goes. Let me tell you something, bro. To tell you that I have suffered through NoFap is an understatement. NoFap has made me so depressed. And that sounds weird, doesn't it? We're not men of depravity anymore. We don't want to live a life of degeneracy. We don't want to do that sort of stuff anymore. But yet it makes us feel horrible. I've had this addiction since like I was 12 years old, bro. And I only discovered NoFap whenever I was 17, 18 years old. And for me, it was incredible. Whenever I discovered this, I was so excited to get onto it. And I just could not quit. And I felt like I was some sort of like filthy vermin crab that just was so addicted to this that I just had my hand on my knob 24/7. I thought that I generally had like a problem. Up until now, bro, I've realized what the issue is. And these past few years of my life, I've went from doing it pretty much like twice a week, once a week, which to some guys even in itself is an achievement. I went from like only doing it like once every 4 months to then this year I haven't done it yet. Now I know we're only in the first month of January, but I genuinely feel myself actually making progress. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't trust NoFap and why and what you should do instead. And I want you to listen to what I have to say and follow along and realize the difference and the mistake that you're making. Because once you tweak this little problem, you will make so much progress and you actually will see a huge difference. You need to realize, bro, that you're chasing the streak. That's what it is. That's the problem. You're caring too much about the streak. The reason why that is so bad is because it sets you up for failure. You're basically saying to yourself, I want to hit this certain day, and after I hit that day, I'll probably relapse. You're allowing yourself to relapse. You're setting yourself up for failure constantly, over and over and over again. You're shooting yourself in the foot. And that is the problem that so many men can't seem to get out of. It's a hole, it's a rut that they can't seem to just get out of because they're so obsessed with a number to try and hit a certain amount of days so that they can cope and tell themselves that they're actually, you know, on NoFap and they're beating this addiction. And every time you fail, because you don't hit that number that you set yourself out to hit, it makes you feel so depressed. Am I right in saying that? I know rightly, the minute you're watching this, you're nodding your goddamn head in pure shame because you know I'm right. This is the actual way you do this, right? I'm not gonna lie, bro, right? If this video does get views, if it doesn't, I don't really care because I'm gonna put this information into a full-on course with so much other stuff. And I don't really care about, like I said, if this does get views or not, because I know this will help people later on down the line. So this isn't really intended to blow up. But what you want to do is you want to focus on how many times you do it a year. Instead of the number and the streak that you're trying to hit, say to yourself, right, I want you to just close your eyes and I want you to just imagine, and give me an estimated guess on how many times you think you've probably relapsed on NoFap last year. 400, 500, 1,000 times? Just pick a number. And then this year, try and reduce that down. So think of your progress in years. Because bro, you may be 18 right now, right? If you're a young man watching this, depending on what age you are, it's going to take a number of years to actually beat this addiction because you've been so addicted to this thing for so many years. So it's going to take a long time for you to actually beat this addiction. But if you think of it in years instead of just a number, it doesn't have such a huge mental barrier. It doesn't make you feel like crap just because you relapse. It will make you push yourself really hard to not do it over and over and over again until whenever you actually track it, and I actually recommend tracking it. I know that sounds very weird, but that's what I did. I would track how many, like whenever I relapse, I would just write it down. I'd go, how many times I've relapsed this year? I'd write it down on a piece of paper. So I know exactly. Last year, I did it 412 times. 412. The year before that, you want how many times I did it? 600. I reduced it by 200. That's 200 times I didn't fap last year. Once you and slowly over time, this year I'll probably do it 50 times, 100 times. That's what I aim to do it, under 100. You see the way I'm thinking about it? I'm not sitting there going, I want to hit 20 days, 50 days, or 90 days. Oh, I've beaten NoFap, bro, because you haven't. That's not beating it. You're just giving yourself poor mental health. Reduce how many times you do it a year. Pick yourself a goal and go, I want to do it under 400 times this year. And if you can achieve that, then bro, that you're making incredible progress. Because think of yourself in 4 or 5 years. If you keep doing this process, you will get to a stage where you'll only be really doing it under 5 times, 10 times. Think of that. Imagine you right now who's addicted to porn, who's addicted to fapping. Imagine you can look back at your life in a previous last year and say, I've only fapped 5 times last year. That will make you feel so proud of yourself, because you know yourself there's men out there who've probably fapped 5 times today. This is how you genuinely beat this addiction, bro. Stop destroying yourself by simply trying to fix yourself. Don't waste your time looking back. We're not going that way.